I just saw a TikTok today where this guy was telling about one of his followers being um, unalived by a drunk driver. Many of you may not know this. I too was hit by a drunk driver when I was 7 years old. I was in the first grade. I had just come back from visiting with my mom's friend. She had bought me this little purse and I was so excited to share it. My mom was standing outside the car talking with her, and I said, "Can I go across the street and show my neighbor my new purse?" And my mom said, "Yeah, hold on one second." And she comes to the end of the car and she looks both ways and she's like, "Scoot, scoot, scoot, go, go, go." And before I made it to the other end of the street, a car was going over 100 miles an hour, came over the top of the hill, and the car hit me. My mother watched me, her 7-year-old, get hit by a drunk driver. I can only imagine, as an adult now, and I look back on that, I can only imagine what that must have been like for her. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'll give you the breakdown of what happened. There was a tree that the branches came over the street, and I was so tiny. I was so petite. Cars back in those days were land yachts, and they were made of steel, not rubber and foam. And that car hit my little 7-year-old body. I'm so lucky to be alive. Like, God obviously had a purpose for my life because I shouldn't be here. It hit me, it threw me up into the tree. I hit the branch hard, and then I came back down. My face hit the ditch. So what it did is it cracked my skull, it broke my nose, it broke my jaw. What it did is it literally ripped the skin off of my face. So this was not even attached to my face anymore. And when I smile, it's a crooked smile because the inside of my mouth was ripped as well. I can still taste and smell that blood that was in my mouth and my face, if that makes sense. It was so traumatic. I had to have plastic surgery on my nose at 7 years old when I wasn't even finished growing. And so I have a really big insecurity about my nose because of that, because I never went back and had like reconstructive surgery to make it fit an adult face. So it's not perfect. They did the best they could with what they had, especially back in those days. I still have problems to this day from my accident of being hit by a drunk driver. All I'm going to say is, yes, there are physical issues with me. Yes, I'm very insecure about my nose. Yes, my hip hurts. Yes, I have really bad headaches, but I'm alive. And there's a reason that God kept me here. I don't really know exactly the reason. Probably because he wanted me to be a teacher. He knew that I was going to love the children that others would find very difficult to love. I was going to connect with the kids who were naughty, the bad boys that nobody wanted in their class. He knew that I was going to love the children that came to school broken and didn't have somebody to love them at home. He knew that I was going to treat those children like my own. He knew that I had a heart for children who lived in poverty. I think that that's the reason God kept me alive. I knew I wanted to be a teacher at 5 years old. I didn't know how I was going to be a teacher because I didn't have the money to go to college. God found a way for me to go. I am so grateful every day that God kept me alive. I just want to encourage you, if you ever are drinking, please don't drive. I know that sometimes we think, oh, I'll be fine. But think about that 7-year-old me who was just walking across the street to share her new purse with her neighbor and almost lost my life. Anyway, you learned a little bit about me and you learned about some of my insecurities, but I'm here and I'm alive and I love you. Toodles.